want to talk to you. If you're tuning into my channel, you know we talk about all things real. We talk about how to be a better leader, how to be a better employee, wife, mother, all of it, and just how to be the best version of you and be the best person. So with that, today, one of the things I want to talk about is leadership. Yes, leadership. And in leadership, you know, some of the methods and strategies that we can do or things that we can do to show our employees that we care about them. One thing I'm gonna touch on it. In corporate America, there's a thing called a working lunch. Y'all heard of that? A working lunch, lunch and learn, all of that good stuff. Not a fan of that. I'm a fan of it, or for myself, like if I decide, you know what, for my lunch today, I'm gonna do a lunch and learn, which I do quite frequently. However, I do not feel that is something that we should do or force our employees to do. I'm just going to put it out there. It's just quite honestly the truth. You know, studies show that individuals do need a break. You need that time for that mental clarity. That is why they have 2 15-minute breaks and then a 30-minute break or an hour lunch break, whatever it is. But it gives you a time to separate, to step away, and to refocus, you know, get your energy back, and then reinvigorate yourself and come back to work. So even for me sometimes, when I stop and take like just a 5-minute breather, do some deep meditation, even just think, process things, and just step away, it helps you to be clear. So I think if there's an 8-hour workday, or let's say 9, because I'm gonna add in the hour for lunch, you have a 9-hour workday, and you do 4 hours of steady working, and then you do an hour for a lunch and learn with your employees, and then they go back to work again. Where was that separation? Where was that break? If you have a topic that you want them to learn or listen to, it should be a part of their workday. Really, it should. I'm just gonna put it out there, right? And this is me trying to help you to be a better employee, a better employer for your employees, and they'll respect you more. I am a person that I do not believe that just because people work for you, you have to take all of their time. I don't believe that. I believe that you can genuinely get the work done. I truly believe that you can get the work done and you can still care for people and have empathy and care about their well-being and care about their family and want the very best for them. Because I believe when you show that and people genuinely know that you care for them, that you have compassion, that you care for their well-being, that it's not all just about work, 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 I actually think that you get more from them. I do. I think that they'll produce more. I think they'll want to produce more. I think they'll want to, no matter, I mean, I do think for the most part, people want to do a good job. But I think now they'll want to do a great job for themselves and for you. So that's different. They don't want to let you down. I know I've been in situations before where I've had certain bosses who I think the world of and who I never wanted to disappoint. And I did not want to let them down. So even on a day where maybe I want to do it for myself, I'm just being honest, where I want to do it for myself because, you know, maybe I was under the weather or not feeling well. It was like, oh no, you know, she's expecting this from me, or he's expecting this. I got to keep pushing. I got to do it. I got to keep moving forward, and I got to get it done for them because I did not want to disappoint them. So that is just a reality. So for me, I believe if you have a topic or if you have something that you want to share with your team, then okay, out of that day, you know, if they're stocking shelves or you know, typing or doing data entry for you, whatever it is, take that hour and say, hey, you guys, you know what? I want to focus on this. I have a topic that I want you to learn more about. So we're going to do it as part of the work day, and we're going to read about it or listen to it. And we're going to do it together as a group. Do it as a workshop. Do it as a hands-on experience where it could be more interactive and it could be more engaging. And hopefully they'll have more, you know, they'll take away more from that and they'll have more joy in that. But when you, because when you offer a working lunch, or not even offer, when you tell them they have to have a working lunch or because there's something that you want to go over with them, you've literally taken away their break. You've literally taken away the opportunity or the time that they have to get their mental clarity to re-energize and come back and give you their best. Because now literally they have been nonstop working for 9-10 hours. And some people do that, okay? And that's fine. But I think it needs to be a choice. Like for me, some of my lunch breaks, I either work through them sometimes, or if there's something that I'm working on, right, then I'll you know, listen to a podcast. I'll do some studying, especially like when I was in school, I would study during my lunch break. So that's the thing. You don't know as a leader what those individuals do on their lunch break. So when you do a lunch and learn, you've taken that away. On their lunch break, they may call their children to check in on them and just chit chat. They may call their parents. They may call family members. They may call their spouse, their significant other. They may call and connect, and that is their way, you know, to disengage from work for a minute and do something that brings them joy. So you don't know what they're doing. They may want to read a book, right? There's Amazon Kindle. A lot of people go and just take some time during their lunch, especially if you're like me and you love to read. They do that and they listen to their they call it reading books, but they listen to their audio books, or they read a hard book, a hardcover, right? I mean, you just don't know. So I don't think it's right to take that away from someone. So incorporate, as you are managing your people and managing your team, think about what's important to them and think about how can you still improve efficiency, right? And take an hour out of the day, or 45 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever it is, for that lunch and learn, and have a moment where we do a workshop, an engaging workshop. And yes, they do that. And then they sit, you guys all do it together, and then they still have their lunch break and their time to get away. I will be honest with you, for me, most of the time I skip a lunch, or not a good amount of the time. I don't skip eating. Hold on. I don't skip eating. I do eat, right? I do like my food. So I eat, but I will work while I'm doing it, because that's my choice. But I don't like anyone taking away that choice from me. So can you imagine how other people feel? I think you should not take away that choice from them. Again, show them that you care. Show them that their well-being is important to you, and that's what you want them to have. So, but there are some times, depending on what kind of day it is, I might call my husband. I might talk to him and just connect and, you know, release a little bit because I'm under a lot of stress, or just want to touch base, right? Maybe we're doing something later on in that evening. I want to connect with him and talk about our plans and get my mind in a good place. So what is it that your employees might want to do on that break? What is it that your team might want to do on that break? So you have to think about things like that. So I'm just putting it out there. This may not be, what I'm saying may not be popular to a lot of people in corporate America, but the whole purpose for this is for me to keep it real, keep it authentic, keep talking to you, keep telling you what I feel are some good points in leadership. And you tell me, you know, what do you feel the benefits are to the lunch and learn, or why it should be a lunch and learn? Because you can still do it. It can be an engaging workshop. You can still have a workshop. You can still carve that hour out, but instead of taking away their lunchtime, it should be a part of the workday. That's my thing. I mean, I went to something the other day at a conference, and they were talking about, you know, in corporate America, we call it a working lunch. No one should take away your break. You should not take away someone's break. A working lunch is a choice. It's a choice. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm opposed to someone else inflicting that upon me. It should be a choice. So again, with your team, if you have topics that you want them to learn about, if you have things you want them to do, you can have team lunches. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you might have, hey, we're having a get together, whatever, but it should still be a break for them. It should be a time that they can still separate. So you can still do that employee luncheon, you know, have your team get together. We're all doing lunch together. They come around, they eat, they talk, everybody laughs. Everyone is happy, but they still get to even step away if they want to, or call whoever they want to. Maybe they still get that 5-10 minutes to read a book, listen to a book, whatever it is, but they still get that time to re-energize and reinvigorate themselves. You want to allow them to have that opportunity, because with that, I actually believe they'll produce and they'll do better work for you. So they'll be more productive if they have that opportunity to step back, or to get their mind clear and to think about themselves, or whatever it is that brings them joy. So, you know, again, I'm just being honest with you guys. And as leaders, think about that. Think about how you can still get the most from them without forcing them to do working lunches, or without taking away their breaks. It's important that people have time to be themselves. It's important that people have time to separate. Mental health is very important, and we're seeing so many increases in mental health cases right now. We're seeing it, especially post-COVID. So for people's mental health, you got to think about the whole picture and everything, what's included in it. So give them that time to have that moment for themselves. For if nothing else, it's literally like exercise. Stepping away and having that moment is literally like exercise for the brain. Having a moment of just, I don't want to say a moment of silence, but that moment where they can disengage from work and then come back and do whatever they have to do. I know sometimes on my breaks when I'm thinking and like no one is around me, I actually have some of my most clearest thoughts. And then I'm like, oh, I have to come back and do this and that. Because now I'm re-energized. I'm refocused. I got everything back in me. And I'm like, okay, so now I've refueled. That's the key, refueled. And then I'm going back in to give it my best. Even when I'm working for myself, right? I'm home doing what I need to do. Sometimes you're looking at something and you feel stuck. You're stunted. You're like, oh, I can't really see it clear. I step back, take a moment, maybe get some water, flush out some of those bad toxins, or, get some coffee, whatever it is, take a snack, and then come back and it's like, ooh, okay, here it is. Now I can think clear. Now I can think straight. Now I can keep moving forward. So, again, just one of the things I want to put out there, and as you are, growing and building and developing your team, think about, make sure that you let them know how important they are to you, or and even if they're not important to you, let them know that they're still important individuals. They're still important in someone's life, right? So allow them to be themselves and allow them to have that moment so that they can rest and give you the best version of themselves that they can possibly be. So you put forward the best version, and in return you'll get the best version from your team. All right. Let me know what you think about this. What are your thoughts? Do you believe in a working lunch? I'll respect your views, but I'm going to tell you, I don't believe in taking things from people. So I never believe in that anyway. So you should never take things. I believe that things are earned, and that's a whole nother subject and a whole nother segment. But you shouldn't take away someone's time. Time is our most valuable asset. You hear me say that all the time. You cannot gain more time. You can make more money, but you cannot gain more time. You can save time by being efficient and doing things a different way, but you can't gain or make more time. Does that make sense? Because no matter what, there's only 24 hours in the day, and we cannot change it. It's 24 hours, that is it. But if you have $1 million today, you can have 2 million tomorrow. You never know. You can make more money, but you cannot make more time. 24 hours is all we have. So you should not rob someone of that hour for themselves, or rob someone of that time that they have for themselves. Okay, that's very important. So as you build your team, think about that. Remember, they still need time for themselves. You can't take everything from them. It doesn't matter if they're hourly, it doesn't matter if they're salary, it doesn't matter what they are, because no matter what kind of role they have or position, they are still people and they are still persons, right? So it doesn't matter. And we know we all need, there's certain basic human needs that we all need. We all need water, we all need rest, right? We all need food, we all need shelter. Basic human needs, basic, we know this. So let them have that rest. They need it, and they need that time. They do it whatever they want, but don't take it from them. Okay? Love to hear from you. Have a great one. Talk to you later. Ciao, ciao.